For some time now, there has been a debate over the moon landing. Some say that it never happened and that the whole thing was set up inside a Hollywood studio in front of a green screen. Others say that it is real, but the only reason it was carried out was to provide a cover story for the secret missions of establishing bases on the moon and other planets. Today, we count down the 4 secret space mission conspiracies. Number 4. Project Serpo. In 2005, a story surfaced on the internet regarding a secret space program that was aimed at opening communication with extraterrestrials that inhabited Serpo, an alleged planet on the Zeta Reticuli system. The story came courtesy of Victor Martinez, who claimed to work for the US government. The source of the information wished to remain anonymous. According to the whistleblower, the government had recovered a surviving crew member of the Roswell crash, as well as the alien craft and several dead alien crew members. The surviving alien lived in a secret location until 1952, during which time it assisted scientists in reverse engineering and repairing the remains of its craft. It also helped to establish communications with the aliens on its home planet. By 1964, the Abens returned to Earth and entered into talks with the US government about an exchange program of sorts, Project Serpo. 12 people from all arms of the military were selected for the mission, and their civilian records were wiped out. They left Earth in 1965 to learn what they could from their hosts. According to the source, communications were lost with the 12 space travelers for several years, but they did return home in 1978. However, their numbers were now only 8. Apparently, 2 had died during the mission, and 2 had opted to stay on planet Serpo. Those who did return were intensely debriefed by the authorities, with their statements claimed to have run over 3,000 pages long. Number 3. Solar Warden. According to the Solar Warden theory, there is a secret fleet of spaceships that keeps a permanent presence in our solar system. Theories differ as to the purpose of this top secret space fleet. Some believe that it patrols the outer reaches of space and defends us against any would-be alien attacks. Others believe that the project is used to colonize parts of the solar system, possibly for the so-called elite. Skeptics argue that to fund such a fleet, assuming for 1 minute that we had managed to lay our hands on the technology, would cost billions of dollars. Believers in the theory argue that aside from the black budget, there is another budget even deeper underground, and that the technology is likely a result of reverse engineered alien craft. Most people accept that the technology that exists in secret right now is usually about 20 or so years ahead of what general public realizes is available. As unlikely as this particular theory, Dr. Eric Norton, a consultant with NASA, stated that he believed there was a fleet of technologically advanced spaceships on the other side of the moon. He stated that he first discovered the fleet in 2012. Within 12 months, he claimed that Mars was now much farther behind the fleet than it was in previous years, suggesting that whoever it was, they were heading our way. Number 2. Project Horizon. In 2014, the National Security Archive released documents detailing Project Horizon, a secret project started in 1959 to study the possibility of setting up a permanent base on the moon. Rather than being geared towards enhancing our knowledge and perception of space and beyond, however, the program was aimed primarily at getting one over on the Soviet Union as the Cold War rattled into the 1960s. The plans referred to creating a moon-to-Earth surveillance system as an observation post for Earth. Furthermore, those collecting the data and providing the initial reports stated that they believed that construction should begin as soon as possible. Although the US did manage to land men on the moon several times between 1969 and 1972, they only managed very short stays to carry out basic experiments and collect rock samples. Of course, that is what we are told. Some conspiracy theorists will tell you that the moon missions were just a cover-up and that the installation of a permanent base was going on in the background while the public remained unaware. The officially released documents can be found in the National Archives. Number 1. The X-37B. By May 2016, the unmanned space shuttle X-37B had been orbiting Earth for 12 months. However, the vast majority of the general public, basically anyone but the people who were working directly on the mission, had no idea what the purpose of the mission was. NASA has simply remained quiet on the subject. On the other hand, many stories in the Russian press have stated that the X-37B is part of a mission for the US to destroy satellites from space, essentially a continuation of the old Star Wars program of the Ronald Reagan era. Although independent experts believe that the Russians are wrong about X-37B carrying weapons, the general opinion is that the build and layout of the shuttle is not well designed for carrying weapons. They admit that NASA's tight-lipped approach is creating more mystery and speculation than is probably necessary. Laura Grego, a senior scientist at the Global Security Program, has stated clearly that she can see no compelling reason why the X-37B's mission should be kept so secret. She also can't see what experiments would possibly have a need to be so secret. So this is it for today's video. Thank you for watching and I hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure to tune in again tomorrow for another brand new episode.